Hi there everybody, this is Dave and welcome to new RPG news. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about today, starting with level 5, but I already went over all this level 5 stuff in depth last week, so I'm kind of gonna go over it pretty quickly for y'all today before we move on into more in-depth stories, because we have a bunch to talk about, and I definitely do think this is worth a sub as you come and you join our party and you level on up with me. Thank you so much for your sub, your like, and your brand new hype. It helps me out a ton. Still getting over my sickness. I'm recording this about a half an hour after I just recorded my Professor Layton video, so yeah, haven't gotten better in a half an hour. So anyway, not Professor Layton video, my level 5 video, so yeah. Anyway, so let's go over this level 5 news pretty quickly. Professor Layton in the New World of Steam adds a PS5 and PC version, launching late this year. It will be launching also for the Switch, as well as the Switch 2. Okay, moving right along, we had a showcase of Inazuma 11 RE adding a Switch 2 version and dropping the PS4 version, and Deca Police adding a Switch 2 version and dropping the PS4 and Switch versions. Both of these games are still scheduled for release in 2026. Inazuma 11 RE is a remake of the original Inazuma 11, just in case you were wondering. So Inazuma 11 RE, the remake, is going to be launching for the Switch 2, the PS5, the Switch 1, and the PC, not the PS4. And Deca Police is going to only be launching for the Switch 2, as well as the PS5 and the PC, no longer for the PS4 or the Switch, both coming out later on this year. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, is coming to iOS and Android this summer, featuring cross-play save with existing versions. Apparently you need an Epic Game Store app or something for this cross-save to work. I was asking about this. I was like, how does cross-save work? How does your telephone know what is on your Switch account? And people were saying you need an Epic Game Store account to do that. I don't know what that is, but apparently if you download an Epic Game Store account, then you can do cross-save between your telephone as well as your console. But I played it on the Switch, so I don't have to worry about that right now. I have a Steam thing, if that's Epic, I'm not entirely sure. I think that's Valve, I don't really know. I'm not really computer literate, and I don't really keep track of who owns or what companies own what or whatever. I've never heard an Epic Game Store, so not entirely sure, but thank you for the explanation. It just goes right over my head. We have a new game called Pufflings, Journey Through the Fantasy World, again for iOS and Android. It is due out this winter. It is one of their mobile games right there. And then finally, we have Holy Horror Mansion. Oh no, this isn't finally. This is next to finally, the penultimate. Holy Horror Mansion, Level 5 Vision, teaser trailer. This is our new ghost crafting RPG. Apparently, this is almost like a spin-off of Yokai Watch, or the next evolution of Yokai Watch. Looks like they are kind of dropping that IP and moving on to this IP. It says that a release date and platforms have not yet been announced, and it is still a ways to go in development, so we don't know when this will be coming yet. And then finally, the ultimate announcement by Level 5 is Snack World Reloaded, coming out for the PS5, Switch 2, and PC. This is a remake of Snack World, the Dungeon Crawl Gold. They say that a release date has not yet been announced, and that it's such a remake that it could almost be considered an entirely new title. Super duper looking forward to this one. Another Eden Begins is launching on September the 17th. Time-traveling turn-based RPG has been dated. It is launching for the Switch, Switch 2, and PC. It says, cross the boundaries of the cosmos' Aldo on a quest to save his sister Fien from the clutches of evil. Cross timeless paths, forging deep connections with over 18 memorable companions. Complete ally quests to deepen your relationships and unlock special kinship quests. The epic narrative features full English voiceover and the main story from the returning ensemble of Another Eden, The Cat Beyond Time and Space. The multiverse time-traveling JRPG that has brought timeless tales and epic battles to millions of players since 2017. Strategically command a party built around character roles and synergies to confront formidable creatures in fast-paced turn-based battles. Activate another force to unleash a slew of devastating attacks and turn the tide of battle. Be it the past, present, or future, expect endless possibilities with the New Game Plus mode. With your existing experience, progression, and gear in tow, prepare to cross time once again with a mysterious new character in search of 10 new and unforgettable endings. I do wish that they changed the graphical style because it is still extremely mobile lookalike. I know that with Fantasia Neo Dimension, it still kept the same art style. Same thing with Octopath Traveler 0, still kept the same art style, but those art styles are unique and they don't look like a mobile game, you know what I mean? But this one, it looks very, very, very mobile-y. I have heard that the reason why they did this was because they basically said, we could do a unique art style, we could make it look really cool and like flashy or whatever, but we wouldn't be able to add as much content. Or we could go with this mobile art style and we could add a ton of new content to the game. But that was for the actual mobile game back in 2017, they said that. But now it's almost 10 years later and they are putting this one out for console, so I feel like it should have gotten a console makeover, you know what I mean? Just do something to make it not look like little dolls running around or something. So that's my one kind of qualm with it. Otherwise, it does look pretty fantastic, and I am looking forward to it, and I have heard really good things about this mobile game. Death by Scrolling for the PS5, Xbox, and Switch launches on April the 16th. It's currently already available on the PC. It's going to cost $8. It'll ship alongside a major update that adds a new playable character, a new biome, and multiple gameplay improvements. Welcome to Death by Scrolling, an action game set in the chaotic depths of Purgatory, now under new management. Choose your character, each with unique perks and abilities, and race towards the endless levels. Battle bizarre monsters, dodge death itself, and collect gems to pay the ferryman's exorbitant fee. With each screen inching upward, time is never on your side. Outsmart the Reaper, grab power-ups, complete quirky side quests, and shot from vendors mid-run. Stay alive, pay your dues, and maybe, just maybe, you will cross that river Styx. So a game like this would stress me the fuck out. Like, for real, for real. Like, the way that it's scrolling up, and like, if you hit the bottom of the screen, then like, you die. Like, that reminds me of like some Mario levels back on the NES, or like Castlevania levels, where it like scroll with you, and it was like, oh my god, and it's like timed, and it's like, oh my god, and it like freaks me out, and I hated it as a kid, and I can't imagine playing it now as an almost 45-year-old man. I would be like, and throw that thing out the frickin' window. There'd be no way. But if you want something like this, here it is. Super duper tuper looking forward to Alabaster Dawn, launching in early access on May the 7th. What is tuper? I don't know. Anyway. This is from the same developers as Crosscode. It says, a deep and engaging combat system, challenging puzzles, and an epic story set in a curious world ready to explore and discover its secrets. It is building atop the best aspects of Crosscode. Alone and without the guidance of the gods, Juno awakes to a ruined world that she once called home. Her task is to awake the rest of humanity and rid the world of Nyx. Only in unity can the world be rebuilt, and only through the strength of the chosen can the curse be unbroken. But where are the gods, and how long did humanity sleep, and what was the mysterious entity known as Nyx? It says that it has a planned 30 to 60 hours of playtime. That's a big window of playtime. I imagine 30 just to do the main story, 60 to do everything, I imagine. Await you in this massive adventure with 7 unique areas and many different secrets to uncover. I really liked Crosscode. I liked the puzzles and everything. One thing that I didn't like so much was like the bullet hellness of it all. So I do hope that they've got, or at least toned down the bullet hell, because I like the RPG aspects. I don't like the Contra aspects of it, if you catch my drift. Neverway launches in October, and a prologue demo is now available for the PC. This is a horror, life simulation, and action RPG hybrid made by the artist behind Celeste. It'll launch for the Switch and the PC, with more consoles to be announced, and the demo is available. It says, after quitting her dead-end job, Fiona starts over on a farm and becomes the immortal herald of a dead god. Make friends, fight through horrors, and pay your debts in this nightmarish life simulation RPG. Hey Capcom, can we get a Breath of Fire collection? No, but we can give you a Cosmic Fantasy collection. Okay. Hey Capcom, can we get a Breath of Fire collection? No, but we can give you a Tensei no Uda collection. Okay. Capcom, can we please get a Breath of Fire collection? No, but we can give you an Aretha collection. Yay! Where's my Breath of Fire collection? Okay. This is the Aretha collection from 1993 to 1995, and as for the PS5, PS4, and Nintendo Switch, due out in July the 30th in Japan. I'm actually really excited about this, y'all. I really am. These other collections that we've gotten, even like Tensei no Uta and the Cosmic Fantasy collection that I just, talked about, they were originally announced in Japan, and then we got them in English, and we did get them fully translated. So I see no reason why this also would not come out in English and why this also would not be fully translated. It just makes, sense to me for it to do that. The collection includes the Super Famicom versions of the following 3 titles. Aretha the Super Famicom, Aretha 2 Aerial no Fushigi na Tabi, and Rejoice, Aretha Okoku no Kanata. Yeah, okay, whatever. That says the PS5 and Switch versions will be available both physically and digitally. PS4 will be digital only. The special edition in Japan will include the Illustrations collection, a 300-piece jigsaw puzzle, an acrylic stand, and a soundtrack CD. Right now, there is no English release date announced, but again, I do think that it's just a matter of time. Rejoice! Because Aretha should be coming. Hey, Sega! Can we get Phantasy Star Collection? No. What about Shining Force Collection? No. But I can give you the worst RPG on the Genesis, Tracer! Yay! What weird universe am I living in where, like, oh my god, this is insane to me. Okay, so Tracia. I made a video all about this the other day as well. If you want more in depth, then look at that, because holy crap, this is one of the worst games ever made. Like, it's so bad. So it's coming to the PS5, Xbox, PS4, Switch, and PC on April the 24th. And yeah, rejoice, because you're getting the worst. It has a rewind and a turbo function, a save state function. It has an invulnerability code, which is dumb because the game was pretty much invulnerability in general. Like, it was ridiculous. Enemies would like never even touch you. This game is so bad. It takes forever. The combat system is slow AF. Like look at this. It's so just awful. It's just such a bad game. The screen is taken up by like all this information that you don't really need. The maps are massive, so you don't even know where you're going. The translation leaves a lot to be desired. It is literally one of the worst games on the Genesis. And yeah, we're getting it again. Kazuma Kaneku's Tsukuyomi Devil May Cry 5 collaboration announced. I made a whole video on this. I met the man. I literally met the man and interviewed him. I shook his hand. I bowed to him. I met him. And I can't pronounce his name. I know. I'm trying. I'm really freaking trying, but it's so bad. It's so bad. Anyway, this is a Devil May Cry collaboration. Not that I care, because I've never played Devil May Cry, and I don't know anything about it, because it's not an RPG, so I really don't care. Whenever I was playing it, the handler, he was like sitting next to me, he was talking to me while I was playing the game and all this, and telling me, about the game and all this, and he kept on going on about Dante and Devil May Cry and blah, 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 and I'm sitting there like, yeah, great, okay, whatever. And he's like, hey, go this way, and then you'll be able to meet Dante, and I'm like, okay. Great. Hey, Dante joined your party. Isn't this wonderful? I'm like, yeah, it's great. So I don't think that he knew that I'd never played Devil May Cry. Like, don't care about Devil May Cry one iota. During the middle of the game's story, players will encounter iconic devil hunters Dante, Nero, and Virgil. Depending on the player's choices, they will engage in battle against these formidable foes. The Devil Hunters boast immense combat prowess and will attack players using highly powerful, unique skills. While the battles will be challenging, defeating them will yield massive rewards. Upon victory, the Devil Hunters will join Tsukuyomi as powerful Jinma card allies, allowing players to experience the exhilarating, stylish action of Devil May Cry 5 through strategic card battles. Each character features unique card effects and faithfully recreates their traits from the original game. Just like some of the other things, I made an entire video about this. I made a video about my experience. I made a video about my interview with him as well, and just everything in regards to the game, my experience of playing the game. So I do have a video on that. It came out on a Tuesday, I think? Monday, Tuesday, something like that. So go back and watch that if you haven't yet. Fuga Melodies of Steel is coming to iOS and Android this summer. It is currently available on consoles as well as PC. These smartphone versions will feature controls optimized, as well as the following content at no additional cost. It's going to have a swimsuit costume pack, Back to School, Way of the Sword, Fantasy, Dummy Soul for the Soul Cannon. It says can use the Soul Cannon one time without sacrificing a character, as well as a set of items. So some costume packs and some other little bonuses if you want to play it on your telephone. And y'all, I'm not even like messing with y'all. This is easily one of my most anticipated games of the entire year. I loved Monochrome Mobius, Rights and Wrongs Forgotten. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. One of the best games I have ever played, like so for real. And this is its sequel and the end of the Utoramono series. This is Utoramono Past and Present Rediscovered, and we have more details, and this thing is just amazing. And it looks like it is a direct sequel to the first game. I'm looking at characters here that we were introduced to in the first game, so if you haven't played Monochrome Mobius, Rights and Wrongs Forgotten, you really should before you play this game. I'm not going to go into the storyline or anything, but I will say, like, these girls here, major spoilers for the game. Like, this guy right here, you only meet him like halfway through. You meet these girls much later on in the game. So yeah, it's going over some characters here that you definitely meet in Rights and Wrongs Forgotten that you will need to know before you get into this sequel right here. And you're looking at a game that has massive open regions with tons of treasures around the place, a turn-based combat system. It's like a Grandia style combat system with these rings and everything, and it's really a lot of fun. It says, well, in the field, you'll see monsters and other enemies prowling around. In the previous game, just performing a field attack would allow you to start the battle at an advantage. In this title, though, you'll need to strike the enemy from behind for this to work. And you can ride a Waptor, which you could in the first game, too. And yeah, this allowed you to travel a lot faster than on foot. And once you've met certain conditions, you can even defeat monsters instantly while riding. You just like bash into them, bam! And just kill them right there, kind of like in Earthbound. Look at this world map. Look at this fast travel world map. It looks so freaking good. This looks so much nicer than the map in Monochrome Mobius. It says, in the previous game, fast travel could only be used at recollection shrines around the country. Yeah, it was limited. But this time around, you can fast travel anytime, anywhere, which is so freaking nice. The world looks massive. It looks so cool. It looks beautiful. Oh my gosh. Then there's area conquest. The field's divided up into different areas, which can be conquered by defeating a certain number of enemies within them. You might also have to fight powerful enemies known as area rulers to complete that conquest, but once the area is conquered, you can quick kill enemies with a field attack, and enemies that are quick killed that way will yield the same experience and gold and rewards as if you fought them normally, making it super easy to grind. That sounds just amazing. The action combat ring is there, where everybody starts on like the outer ring, but you can move into the inner rings, and the inner rings are smaller, so your turn gets faster, and you can bash the enemy out of the inner rings into the outer rings to make their turns go slower. You can like buff an entire ring and everything. Like, it is such a freaking good game. I love the combat system. It is fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic, the first game. I am so looking forward to this game. You have no idea. Like, this is like up there with Dragon Quest for me. It is so good. Okay, this is coming out for the PS5 and Switch 2 and the PC worldwide on May the 28th. So that's it for new RP. Oh, it looks like it's PS5 and Switch 2 in Japan and PC worldwide, so it looks like we're only getting a PC version. That sucks, but whatever, I'll take what I can get. My voice is going now, and that is the end of the news for me. Thank you so much for watching. Always enjoy putting this stuff together, and y'all have a great weekend.